Brainy Dose presents 10 warning signs you're dealing with an evil person. Many people like to believe that a person's nature is fundamentally moral and righteous, with slight setbacks from time to time, and that is completely okay. However, the character of some people refutes this idea completely. You've probably come across a person who is absolutely self-centered, or someone who only cares about their goal, but couldn't care less about other people and their feelings. These are clear signs of morally bad behavior. Unfortunately, at times, they are so discreet that it's not always easy to recognize them. But don't worry, here are some warning signs that you're dealing with an evil person. Number 1, they are pathological liars. Sometimes, to preserve peace in a relationship and reduce possible complications, people resort to lying. But then there are those who lie not because they feel they have to, but because they like to. These people like to create a world full of imagined plots and twists, coated with lies that boost their social status and ego. They always come up with new, amusing stories that make their life seem super interesting, whether it's a secret admirer or a call from a prestigious company. Anything that makes them seem important. Moreover, they create lies about others as well, not caring about who they hurt in the process. Number 2, they're masters of manipulation. Any type of intentional but secret impact on a person through a fraudulent and misleading approach is considered manipulation. Malicious people use this tactic very often, as they don't stop until they get what they want. They play tricks on your mind or induce a sense of guilt without feeling any remorse. What is most concerning is that they've mastered it and developed even more sophisticated ways of influencing other people, making it harder for others to perceive what is really going on. You may get the impression that they are your friend and that they care about you, but in reality, they are just trying to accomplish their ulterior motive. Number 3, they take joy in other people's failures. While a sensitive person feels sorry for other people's hardships, evil people experience joy. Seeing other people fail brings them satisfaction, and even more so, they anticipate that the failure will continue. If you let a malicious person get close to you, they will soon start to put you down on so many levels that you lose sight of how far you've come. They will do their best to shift your perspective to see only a negative outcome. An evil person makes a bad situation even worse, as they increase their adversity in every possible way. Your success is a threat to them, so they do whatever they can to undermine your accomplishments and dim your positivity. Number 4, they don't do anything for others unless it benefits them. Malicious people are only concerned with their own goals. They will help others, but only if it will serve them as well. Satisfying themselves first is almost an automatic reaction. Since they are so uncaring, stomping on other people's emotions is a normal thing for them. Their only focus is to achieve what they have in mind. Sometimes they can appear caring and as if they are helping you, but they are just taking advantage of you. Number 5, they give off a bad vibe. If you feel negative vibes from someone, you shouldn't ignore it. According to experts, people emit emotional vibrations that leave a kind of residue. As emotions interchange within us, we create an energy field that influences other people and determines their thoughts and feelings about us. This is why you often get a bad vibe when you're around someone evil. It may be hard to pinpoint exactly what it is at first, but your intuition will send you signals warning you to stay away from them. Number 6, they can do no wrong. The hardest thing for an evil person is to acknowledge that someone else is right and they are wrong. As far as they see it, they can never be wrong. Whatever they say or do is flawless. Admitting that they've made a mistake is unacceptable for them because that would show their imperfections. Their psychological state is based on inaccurate conclusions, so they are convinced that if they admit to being wrong, they must be automatically bad people. Their ego prevents them from admitting their mistakes and thus keeps them safe from the responsibility of making things right. Lying is a safe way to avoid expressing remorse. Here, they can be as creative as they need to be, making up stories and events that fit into the idea of righteousness. Number 7, they are full of hate. Wicked people know how to hate pretty hard. Other people's needs, thoughts, and feelings are completely irrelevant. And as far as they're concerned, there's nothing wrong with whatever they are doing or saying. At work, they can find every possible thing to criticize. Their tasks, their superiors, their working hours, their coworkers, you name it. As a friend, they are a champion of pessimism because nothing will ever be good about you. They can always find something negative about the way you think, the way you dress, the way you walk, your hair color, your reactions, and the list goes on and on. They are insulting and irrational, but there is no room for confrontation because their reactions are explosive. Number 8, they hide their true self. Hiding their true nature is what evil people do best. They change who they are, depending on the situation they're in. They develop multiple characters over time. As the people and the situations around them change, their stories change as well. And it all fits into the picture that they are trying to depict to others. The truth is, no one ever really gets to know the real them. Number 9, they feel extremely entitled. Wicked people feel entitled, like the entire world owes them something. The awfully egocentric perspective that they have creates a false idea that they deserve the best of everything. The best job, the best car, a high social status, and so on. They live their life expecting others to fulfill their wants and needs. And if they don't get what they want, they become melodramatic. They tend to exaggerate their reactions, just to turn the spotlight on them. These people also tend to demonstrate double standards. For example, it's okay for them to neglect their obligations and promises, but when other people do it to them, it's unacceptable. Number 10, they have tons of enemies. Evil people can often come across as overly friendly at first, while hiding the fact that they have more than a few enemies. Their habit is to repeatedly highlight how good they are, even though they lack real friends. Moreover, you'll realize that they don't have anything nice to say about anyone from their past. In their stories, they explain how they had to split ways with old friends because they were misunderstood. But these fantasies they create ultimately come to an end when their past finally catches up with them. When you hear the bad things they said about you behind your back, you connect the dots and see why they have so many enemies. If you find yourself having to deal with an evil person, first and foremost, determine if you even need them in your life. If you're not really close, maybe the best thing to do is avoid them or cut them off completely. However, things get more complicated if we're talking about someone important to you, a family member, a long-term friend, or a romantic partner. Evil people are hard to change. It's impossible to modify or improve their overall character. They aren't even self-aware enough to admit that they need to change. But don't let them prevent you from living your life to the fullest. Consider whether it's possible to build a healthy and mutually supportive connection with them, or if there are no signs of ever accomplishing that. Do you love yourself enough to make your inner peace and joy a priority and remove malicious people and energies from your life? Perhaps it's time to cut ties with that partner who always brings you down, that job that sucks your soul, or that friend that talks badly about you behind your back. You are worthy of having healthy, honest, and loving relationships in your life. Remember that. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so we can keep making them. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. Thanks for watching.